What is this?
It's a Bélanger.
Bélanger.
Yes.
Wow. You know, European food has really taken over Bengaluru city. And wherever you go, you get French street food, you get Italian food. And what's common in the European food you get in Bengaluru is the cheese they use. But make no mistake, these guys are not getting cheese off a supermarket shelf. They're actually buying it from one monk who makes fresh mozzarella cheese in Bengaluru. Today, News 9 tracks down Father Michael, the man who went to Italy and bought the secret recipe of making mozzarella cheese. Gustoso. When it's a rat race in the food business, everyone is after the cheese. But not all travel to Italy for mozzarella. Because nowadays it seems like this monk from Kerala is moving the cheese from Italy back to Bengaluru. Tons of buffalo milk, hours of curdling, and cheese aged to perfection. Even Italians confirm it's the best cheese they have had.
Just like the one in Italy, the one we have in Italy, believe me, 100%.
Cheese so creamy that even the French believe they cannot find it in France.
It's the best mozzarella I've ever had, and in France I won't find it.
So I travel to the Gualbert Bhavan, a Syrian Roman Catholic monastery, and meet Father Michael to find out how he set up a little Italy right here in Bengaluru. Is it a monastery? Is it a cheese factory? No, it's the place where you get holy cheese.
This is why this man is so famous. Amazing, so good. Gustoso means tasty.
Nestled in the interiors of K.R.Puram in Bengaluru is Gualbert Bhavan, a Syrian Roman Catholic monastery which belongs to the Vallambrosian Benedictines denomination of Italy. It is this place which sells over 100 kgs of cheese every day to the entire country, and the demand has only increased with time. But how did a monastery end up making and selling cheese? The credit goes to Father Michael Kannale Luca from Kottayam. Many years ago, with the motto of prayer and work, Father Michael was looking to set up a monastery which could become self-sufficient financially. Hence, Father Michael, after finishing his studies in Bengaluru, was sent to Vallambrosian near Florence in Italy for further religious studies by his denomination. It is here where he was introduced to the classic Italian cheese making, and the obsession caught on ever since.
We belong to Benedictine Congregation. Their main motto is prayer and work. So each Benedictine monastery, they have their own particular work inside the monastery. In that case, when we start in India, we have to start some manual work, some work which is inside the monastery. That purpose we were thought of making somebody suggested wine, but some fathers suggest wine, but we did not choose. We made cheese making.
As the first monk to have spent 8 years on his journey away from India, Father Michael returned to the city and founded the Indian branch of the monastery with the intention of setting up an enterprise that would make the base in India, and hence to avoid relying on the handouts from Italy.
Vaca distrattamente abbandonato, l'occhio sotto cappello ha nasconduto.
With few acres of land in KR-Puram, Father Michael set up the Gualbert Bhavan, building a cheese factory and monastery in the same place. That is why when people tour the cheese factory, they first visit this beautiful chapel and soak in the divinity of the place. Inspired by Italian architecture, everything in this Syrian Roman Catholic chapel is unique in its own way.
So the moment you come here at the Gualbert Bhavan, it's not just the cheese which you get to see. First, you're welcomed with this beautiful chapel. It's just inspired by Italian architecture, and just very, very beautiful to see how well the chapel has been built. It's a Syrian Roman Catholic chapel, and towards the right you can see, of course, the two important people relating to this denomination. One is, of course, Paul Gualbert, who took the denomination, who started a new denomination based on the denomination started by the saint there, Saint Benedict, and beautifully carved into a glass art. And you just feel really nice being at this chapel. It's very peaceful, very calm. Maybe that's what makes the cheese so unbelievably good when people rave about it in Bengaluru. Also, just not to miss this Way of the Cross, which has been bought straight from Rome. Everything has been imported from Rome here, so you never get to see a Way of the Cross in this style. I wonder what metal it's made of, but it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. You just feel like you are in Italy at the moment.
As he stayed in Italy, along with cheese, Father Michael also ended up mastering the Italian language. Yes, not only can he make Italian cheese, but he can also speak the language really well. While he interacted with the locals and ate Italian food, he slowly developed a fondness for mozzarella cheese and decided to learn how to make it from the best cheese makers from Italy.
Two places I went. The one is in Aves, near Napoli, where there is the origin of buffalo mozzarella. The Napoli is very famous for buffalo mozzarella. Then second, in north that is called Pordenone. There I learned from all hard cheese, that Parmesan and the cheddar cheese. That is the two area I went visited and learned the procedure.
Father Michael not just brought the art of cheese making from Italy, but he also introduced Italian coffee in his monastery. That's right, every visitor here is welcomed with fresh Lavazza coffee brewed in a traditional Italian coffee pot, making it the most sought-after welcome drink in Gualbert Bhavan.
So when you come here to the Gualbert Bhavan, hoping that you will get the aroma of different cheese, actually, you first are welcomed with Italian Lavazza coffee with an authentic Italian coffee pot. Now, this is brought straight from Italy, and this is how coffee is made in Italy. Of course, down what you find is you have the coffee powder, and then you have a mixture of water, and then it comes up this way. And this is how the Italians, of course, love to drink coffee. Caffettiere is what this is called. This makes about 6 cups of coffee. This makes about 12 cups of coffee. And very interesting design. I mean, I've never seen a coffee brewer this way. Just take a look at the mechanism. You put the coffee powder below, you mix it with water, and as the coffee is brewed, it actually comes up through this seepage here. And the aroma of these beans are amazing. I think they've used Arabica, Lavazza coffee powder. I just can't wait to go and sip this coffee. Everything here is Italiano.
With cheese making as its only source of income, Father Michael's monastery was happy the way things began. But even he did not realize that one day his cheese would become the talk of the town and would become into a fully fledged enterprise. Today, the Vallambrosian cheese is the most preferred by top 5-star hotels, restaurants, and is even exported to other countries. But the idea of expanding the cheese business was in fact given to Father Michael by an Italian businessman who saw great potential of mozzarella cheese for the Indian market.
One Italian businessman, he's called Franco Trumbi. He was doing business with Italy and India. He was one of our sponsors. He suggested me, Father, there is no good pizza in India. You start with the buffalo mozzarella, it will go.
I finally take a tour of the cheese factory to understand how the Vallambrosian cheese is made. The moment you enter the humble factory, you are welcomed with a pleasant dairy aroma, and immediately you are awestruck with the amount of milk which is used here. Father Michael takes us through the process.
Ma guarda che luna, guarda che mare, in questa notte.
So here I am in the humble cheese factory of Vallambrosian here in Puram, and it all smells milk because it's a cheese factory. A great aroma, of course. They use buffalo milk, but I have to speak to Father Michael and ask him what is the first process you use. Of course, all the secrets you bring from Italy. But here in Bangalore, what is the first procedure you do?
So as soon as the milk arrives, it is undergoing a process to the pasteurization.
Okay.
Then it will be adding culturing. Okay. The culturing, then it will be put for one hour. Culturing, it will be it's called curdling. 1 hour. Then after curdling, it will be cut for cutting of the curd.
Okay.
So it will be laying for around 4 hours, sitting inside the whey. It will get mature. After 4 hours, it will be checking whether it is a stretching quality will be the proper quality is then it will be removed from the whey.
Okay.
That is the main procedure of the cheese.
All right. So when you learned cheese making in Italy, how much did you practice? Like how many years of practice do you have in making cheese, especially Italian cheese?
No, only 1 month. 1 month I was in the factory and learned all the techniques.
Only 1 month?
Yeah.
And now you're creating a legacy with your cheese?
While mozzarella cheese is the hot favorite and fast-moving, Father Michael also specializes in cheddar cheese, which is aged to perfection. We slip into a short break, but on the other side, I meet Antonio Tardi, a top Italian chef who cannot believe that Vallambrosian cheese is made in India.
I could not believe. He's making this mozzarella, which is fabulous.
I also meet a French street food expert who is smitten by the Vallambrosian holy cheese.
When it's toasted, you can see that it's just this cheese is melting into the sandwich.
And finally, I try my luck in getting Father Michael to share his cheese-making secret with me.
It's got a smoky flavor to it. You won't tell me the secrets, right?
All this and much more on the other side. Stay tuned. Do not go anywhere.